Hello, guys, and welcome to DM Podcast episode 15. We're actually doing quite well, aren't we? To be honest, we've done quite well. 15 episodes on a podcast talking about taxis and Uber and stuff like that. It's absolutely madness. But yes, we talk about general news and what's been happening in the private hire, Uber, and taxi community. Especially most of the news from dmnews.co.uk. It's a fantastic news blog. And generally just chatting bubbles, really, and seeing what we're all been up to, and little gab and little catch up in general. That's about it, really. So, first of all, I'm going to start off with Mick. What has he been up to today?
Vaping bollocks with it.
Flying planes.
You've been flying planes today?
Yeah.
Child.
So, no
I'm
real
off.
work then, just the fake work. You're off today?
Yeah, I'm off today, tomorrow. I think I've got a 5:20 in the morning Wednesday. And then I've got a mad weekend. So, calm before the storm.
Nice. And where are you there?
I'm
Where are
off
you free to
Thursday
today?
as well. Oh, yeah. What?
Where are you off? Where did you fly today?
This morning I'd done Bristol Airport to Austria, Innsbruck.
Ooh.
The
very nice.
known as
skiing.
the most dangerous approach in the UK.
Did you crash?
Yeah, I nearly.
Oh, is it? Yeah.
I nearly crashed it. Oh, I
There's
recovered
more
it.
souls on board.
I recovered it.
Were you streaming that flight
I
as well, or
landed the
not bothering?
bastard. I did crash live on stream on that approach about a week ago.
Did you? Scouse Aviation, by the way, if you're listening, guys, go and check him out. He is just starting out on the Microsoft Flight Simulator game type of reality flying type vibe. Also, Marcus, what have you been up to today, kiddo?
Just had a Manchester pickup this morning. That's all I had. Nice steady day today. Nice quiet one.
Oh my
Ready
God.
for the storm for the rest
job.
of the week, though. Yeah, just one job today.
And then what are you busy all week?
Yeah, I've got an East Midlands drop off tomorrow morning, 3:00. Then I've got a 6:30 land at Gatwick. And then bring them back to Sheffield tomorrow. So it's going to be a nice little day tomorrow.
Gatwick.
I know.
Nice. What about Finger? Yeah, there's something going on about Manchester Airport this morning. It was chaos about a Wolverhampton driver crashing into the Terminal 1 or something.
I think he tried to park on the railings, I think that's what he tried doing. But it was chaos.
Was it bad, yeah?
Yeah. Oh, I parked up on Arlo Way. Is it Arlo Way? Yeah, Arlo Way. And it took me Avro, that's it. It took me about 35, 40 minutes to get to Terminal 1 pickup.
You're joking.
Yeah.
Just to clarify, if you don't know the location, it's literally 5 minutes away. It's less than a mile, isn't it?
It's about half a mile, isn't it? 3/4 of a mile.
Yeah. 40 minutes.
About that, 35, 40 minutes.
Did anyone get a picture or a video of the crash?
Yeah, the passengers were waiting. They were all right about it, but I actually didn't see the car, but it was a Wolverhampton.
That's the worst. That when you get there and you're like, oh yeah, this has happened, that's happened. The passengers just think you're lying, don't they? Unless you go out and actually see it.
Well, it took us getting out of the car park, paying. It was all right, but when you got to that first roundabout, it took me probably 15, 20 minutes to get round the roundabout to the next roundabout, which is what, 400 yards.
Yeah, to be honest, that's been a problem anyway with the Terminal 1 overheight, isn't it? Getting filled with cars. Been very slow there lately. But yeah, anyway, what I've been up to is not much, because this is going to be the first subject we're going to be talking about. My Tesla Model S is officially dead. It's off the road. It is broken. And I'm devastated. Thanks for the support, Mick. Off work, kids are eating beans on toast all week. But as long as you're happy, flying. Did you hear?
Fuck off, you minted.
Language, Mick. Gee, Mick, we're 4 minutes in the stream. Far from minting, very far from minting. But yes, so I'm off today. Luckily, though, which is quite a surprise, there's Mick's gone. There's actually a garage. So what happens is the air suspension, that was called it. air suspension's broke on the Tesla, so it's kind of bottomed out. So I was luckily able to get it in the garage today. It broke last night. I got in the garage today. Some make specialist in Liverpool, and they said they're going to let me know. So if my phone goes when I'm live on stream, I'm going to have to answer it because it might be the garage. But I might put them on loudspeaker and we can listen to how much it's going to cost me.
It's not in
live.
That'll be good.
Should we guess how much it's going to cost? Should we guess? Should we try and guess how much it's going to cost? I'm going
1,500.
I'm going 1,200.
1,200. What do you reckon, Mick?
15.
15. So you say 12, we say 15. I'm going to be positive just because I'm paying. I'm going to say £1,000.
No.
No?
No.
I don't reckon. I reckon. I'll be honest. Mick is my top end.
If
it's less than 1,500 quid, I'll be happy. What?
£1,000 to 1,200. It's not much difference, is there?
No.
Obviously, you prefer the £1,000.
It's a couple of hours of labour, isn't it?
If you're expecting £1,000 and it comes 1,200.
I know. Have you got air suspension, Mark? In an E class or not? Is that just the S class?
Must be. Yeah, I haven't.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's the S class or the V class. They'll definitely have air suspension. I think, and like the Land Rovers and that, the Ranges and that.
It's your own fault, so I have no sympathy.
Yep. No.
We're actually going to bring this up in the podcast.
Yeah, well, tough. I am.
So go on then, mate. Explain why it's my fault, mate.
Well, didn't someone warn you that you had a leak on your air suspension not so long ago?
And didn't they warn you a couple of times as well?
Yeah.
And said that your compressor's going to go very, very shortly.
If I don't get the leak fixed because the compressor's working overdrive. Yeah. I got told that as well. And guess what I've done?
Ignored it.
Nothing. Didn't do anything about it, and now the compressor's gone, and the car has run out of air, and it's like that on the thingy. Do you know what I mean? It's like bottom. Like, I can still drive, but there's literally no suspension. It's not rubbing, but there's no suspension. Watch this, guys. So that was this morning when I got up. That's like a proper low rider. Look at that. The only thing that's stopping the car resting on the wheels is air suspension to stop it from happening. But it literally did zero comfort, and I literally touched the corner of a speed bump, taking the car to the garage, and it was like, oh, like dead loud, like a hard thud, and I was nearly crying. It was horrible. I just get it back fixed. But we're doing this job. What I was going to say to you, doing this job, right? It's more time than expense, isn't it? If you think about it, while my car's off the road, I'm in nothing. Do you know what I mean? So if you had a choice, just say you had a repair for £2,000 or a repair for 1,600 quid, but the £2,000 could get done today and you could be back on the road, or the 1,600 quid can get done on, say, Sunday, which is 7 days' time, you'd pick the £2,000, really, wouldn't you? Or, you know what I mean? To a certain degree, as long as you're able to earn that extra. Because obviously, I'm not only paying out to get the car fixed, every single day I'm off the road, I'm losing money, aren't I?
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, it was just like, because I know you fix your own car, don't you, mate? Your boss. You do mostly your main bits yourself, like your brakes, servicing.
I do the general stuff, yeah. I don't, if it needs any major, like clutch and things like that, I can't do. But brakes, servicing, little things, anything I think I can turn me onto, I'll do it. Like, but yeah, servicing and brakes,
but anything like,
no bother. I'll do them.
Yeah.
But anything mechanical goes,
fair enough.
like a clutch and a flywheel on that, it'd have to go up. It'd have to be lifted up to do it properly. I've seen someone do it on a car park floor, but yeah, no thanks.
How about yourself, Mark? Have you do any work yourself, or just George throwing a garage?
No, I can't even change the light bulb. No.
Nothing, no.
No. But as far as I can go is probably...
I don't save much doing it, though, you know, to be totally honest. I only save, like, the labour, more or less.
Labour's the main cost, though, isn't it?
Yeah, whereas, I mean, I suppose it's still saving, and I enjoy myself doing it as well. Just crack the music on, get out in the street and away I go and just chill doing it. Do you know what I mean?
I don't like getting dirty.
That's the only
that's my issue.
mainly reason. Like I spend on a service and brakes all round. Probably about 140 quid for all the parts. Whereas where I'll go to a garage, they'll probably charge me about 180, 2 ton.
What's if do the work?
Yeah. Because to them, it's only an hour's... A service and brakes for them in a garage, lifted up on a ramp.
An hour.
It's an hour's work.
But also, they get the parts a bit cheaper as well, don't they? Sometimes they're on like accounts and stuff, aren't they? They get it trade and stuff like that, don't they?
Between...
Depends how much. Lad, I'll just get someone else to do it.
Yeah, but I enjoy doing it.
Like
you know
said,
what I mean?
if you're enjoying it, it's different, isn't it?
Yeah, I don't mind doing it.
Like at the moment, Tesla charges like 150 quid an hour labour. And this garage I've just took it to, which is like a make specialist, they charge 110 per hour. But it was more the fact that if I went through the Tesla, they'll probably get me an appointment by the end of the week, maybe early next week, where I phoned these up this morning and they said, listen, lads, fly down, drop it off. I'll charge you an hour labour to diagnose it today. And at least you know where you're at then. So it's like, sounds. So hopefully he comes back today, gives me the bad news while we're on the podcast. That'd be quite funny. And then
the thing is,
just get it booked in and get done.
The thing is, they don't need to diagnose it, do they? Because they're by looking at you already know what's wrong with it.
Yeah, so the compressor's gone. But what I mean is, though, as the air suspension, like it could be a leak on a line. That's why it could be the full bag. It could be anything, mate. It could be a massive job. It could be like airlines right through the car, including the compressor and fuses. Could be anything, couldn't it? But yeah, obviously, you look at it and you go, yeah, that ain't got no air suspension left. You know what I mean? But it could be anything. I hate waiting. I just want to know the damage, and then I can just cry, and then worry about it later. Do you know what I mean?
How come it hasn't gone into
you know what I mean? What?
The normal garage that you used last time? But you said he's closed. Hasn't he?
Yeah, so what it was the only garage I could find that could work on Teslas outside of Tesla. And he fixed the PTC heater on my car for me. And I phoned him at the weekend and he just said he's having problems with his landlord and he's had to close his garage. So outside of him, there's Tesla. And that's it. But this garage I've just took to today said they're just starting to introduce Tesla work. And hopefully they're going to get all the proper thing for Tesla soon. So they might be my go-to garage going forward, do you know what I mean? But when I got picked, right, so I got there. And then I got a Puba home, right? And this fella was a legend. He's been in the taxi trade for 40 years. So he must have been 65 plus. And he was, honest God, he was in like a 15-plate Focus estate manual. Do you know what I mean? And he was just boss said his first car was, what was his first car again? Can you remember? I put in a WhatsApp group tonight.
Cortina, innit?
A Mark III Ford Cortina, right, on the taxis. And he said when he first started the trade, you didn't even need to get plated or badged. He said it was dead chill and it was mad. And he's seen the process throughout the lot. But what I wanted to say to you guys, I'll go with Mark, is what was your first car on the taxis, if you can remember?
It was, I think it was an Insignia Saloon. I had it for about 6 7 months.
The one I met you in?
No. Older shape. It were was it a Hyundai i40? I can't remember. It was the Insignia Saloon. Blacken. 14 plate, I think it was. 13 plate.
How long? When did you start? It was like
10 years ago. 11 years ago. So the very first car, it was a...
Was it brand new then?
Yeah. 11 plate. Do you know, I can't remember. It was definitely... It was either... honestly, my memory's shocking. It's either a...
Spat all over myself.
It was either Insignia or a Hyundai i40. You know, one of them estates.
How old was he, SD?
What's wrong with you, Mick?
I just spat all over myself.
Spat all over himself.
You,
hey, what was your first car?
I can't remember. Was it? I've always had Insignias. I've had Highlander I-40, went back to an Insignias, and then I'm at a Merc now. Yeah.
How about you, mate? What can you remember, lad?
Um,
You're right, mate. You're right, mate.
I can't remember whether I had a settle car beforehand, but I don't think I did. I think I bought my car straight away to go on the taxis, which was a bit
Because
crazy.
you're talking years ago. You 50. How long are you making this? 15?
Vauxhall Vectra.
Beast.
Yeah.
I need
Also,
to
it wasn't
find
Mate,
out
they're
what car I had.
time. My dream car growing up was a
I was an
Vectra
auto.
VXI.
That was a cousin of that thing.
Was it thirsty, yeah?
It was like a 2.2 Vauxhall Vectra. I don't know why I bought that. Automatic.
I made the Vauxhalls a boss, mate, back in the day. I used to love the Vauxhalls. We had the, growing up, we had the GSIs. My mate had the Safira GSI. One of the other mates had the Aston GSI. You know, the blue ones, the 2.0 litre turbo petrol.
Yeah.
Boss, mate. Boss cars. Do you know what I mean? It was, it was boss back in the day. Because I seen the car, and if you Google and Mark Free Cortina, I threw a picture in the WhatsApp group the night. Unbelievable car. Imagine bouncing around on the taxis and that. You know what I mean? Because I think he said his car after, he's always had Fords his whole life. He's had Fords for 40 years. And he said the car after that, it was a Sierra. Ford Sierra, mate. And I was like,
That's my first car. That one.
Oh, yeah, I had one of them. That's it, 09 plate, is it?
Well,
Shape.
it was 11 plate.
Yeah, I've had one of them. I had the and then the DPF went on it, so I sold it.
Yeah, same with mine.
Yeah, went on my
SXI
Vectra as well.
What?
DPF went on my Vectra as well. I got a Passat after that.
Yeah.
Oh, my Passat was a baby, though. I loved it. I was devastated.
What red Passat? Because I had a 2005 Passat, and it was the smooth shape one. Yeah, mine was the 2005 one, but the one with the chrome grille. Wait, it might be the same shape, Mick. 09.
Yeah.
Yes, that's the same Passat I had. Absolute beauty, weren't it? Mine's a 2-litre diesel automatic.
I've got a question for you, Matty. What car haven't you had?
I'll do what you done. I've had a lot of cars. I did my tally last time we checked for a laugh because my wife hates me for it. I think I'm close to 30 cars. Like, gotta be close to 25.
How long have you been in the trade?
No, I mean just like since it was. So you know my car problem when I change cars. I was like that before I got on the taxis.
Right. Okay.
Do you know what I mean? So like and then when I was younger, I was crashing them and blowing them up and all that, and I had to get new ones. Like one year, I had like 4 cars. Do you know what I mean? Because I had like a crash and then I've got another one and I had a crash. Do you know what I mean? A bit of a boy race when I was younger. But yeah, I've had like car-wise Fiestas, Mondeos, Beamers, 3 Series, 5 Series, Mercedes E-Class, C-Class, CLS. I had a BMW X5, Seat LTS, Vauxhall Safira. I've had a loads of cars. Kias, Kia Niros, Teslas, Ford
and how old are
Galaxy,
you?
Ford C-Max, 37.
So you've probably had, what, 4 cars a year?
Oh, no, 19. Been driving for 19 years, isn't it? Yeah, been driving 19 years, and I've had 25 cars, something like that. Possibly. But I don't know. Well, you think about it, in the last 2 years, I've had 5. Haven't I? I had the 40 grand Ford Teneo, and I had the brown Skoda Superb before that. Then I got the 5 Series that lasted 2 months. Then I had the Tesla Model S, and I had the Hyundai i800.
But what car did you have for about a week?
The 5
Series.
Oh, that. And then you had
because it was a flipping
boss.
saloon boot, and I got a job, and the woman had a Zimmer frame, and it didn't fit in. I was like, I can't be. The saloon boots, mate, are awful. I don't know how anyone can crack on the taxis with the saloon boot.
That's what
doesn't fit anything in. What? Oh, Passats are massive. Like Indian Passat boot, massive. The old
it's just got the frame though, hasn't it? Because it's just the boot just pops like that.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And then it has the flame.
I still think you're very restricted.
There's quite a bit when you get it in.
Because Kerry's got the Model 3. My wife's got the Model 3. And she's got the saloon boot. And it's a big boot, but it's like the square opening, to get your stuff in. Where mine's the hatchback. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, it's flipping mad. Absolutely mad. But you know what I wanted to touch on? This is only going to be a short one because I don't know what I'm going to talk about. But I just found it fascinating and just interesting. So as you know, I'm a bit of I've got my solar panels, like my Lecky car. I'm not doing it to save the planet, but I just like doing that type of thing. And more to get into, more I'm enjoying it. And Uber's just brought out a zero emission pub. So I put the article in DM News, and he brought out a zero emission pub. So what happens is, I want to get your opinion, guys, right? Because you haven't heard of this yet, have you? So when you go into the pub, the flooring, the way it sponges or something can produce like certain extra electrical currents and all that. Loads of different stuff, and all the pub interior is all full, recyclable and everything else. But the main thing to keep themselves carbon neutral is they get the punters to cycle while having a pint.
No.
So all the tables and chairs are pedal bikes.
No.
So
no. I'm just going to the pub to have a nice relaxing pint. Yeah. I'm just going to the pub for a nice quiet pint, nice relaxing pint, and you flipping come out sweating. No, not for me, thanks.
Honestly, all the seats I've got power bikes. Like your stationary gym bikes, and then them pedaling powers the electricity because it runs on the thingy power, thermal power, whatever it's called, moving power.
No,
but yeah, no. I would like to know if you would like to go for a bevy there one day.
No, no thanks. I'll pass that one up. Where is it anyway? Where is it?
In London. Yeah, so I think it's a promo. I think it's a promo thing where I think they're trying to show that they're carbon neutral because they're pushing EV. Now, the only thing that does me head in is Uber's not Uber Green yet in Liverpool. Drives me insane. I think when that comes, it's going to be amazing for me. Well, anyone in an electric car, because it's the same price as an Uber X. And everyone knows electric car are all new, brand new boss cars, aren't they? So if you're going to book an Uber, you're going to book an Uber Green, aren't you? And then that get rid of all the little mini cars, the Yaris's, the Iron, you know what I mean? In my opinion, anyway. But yeah, so what's it called? When Uber Green comes, it's going to be boss. But Uber now, Green is massive in London. Like, it's huge now, electric cars. I think the Hackneys went over halfway now. So there's more electric Hackneys than diesel now in London. So they are pushing it, like. So you considering it, Mick?
What? You're considering what? No.
Electric. Why not, mate?
I know, why not, mate? Elon's a nice guy. I'm sure he'll swear out a nice car.
Yeah, look at your car.
Do you know what, right? Someone put on the thingy. I went live on TikTok and YouTube before, and someone literally said to me, "They all make breaks all the time. They craft them cars." I went, before today's problem, I've had one problem in nearly 40,000 miles in a year and a half, and that was the heater. And that's the only problem I've had. Do you know what I mean? But this is the second problem. So, how many problems you had? Yeah, Mick's has been slapped. Was it Sammy? Hello, Sammy. Stop attacking Mick, please. Oh, was it? It was. Oh, okay. But what I was going to ask you, Mark. Have you had any problems with your E-Class lately?
No.
Touchwood been signed? How long have you had it for now?
Touchwood since January. So what's that? 10 months?
9 months.
I think. I had a service the other day. Going to have another one in 3 months, but that's going to be the big one because the test's due end of January. So it's probably be getting tested in December, so in 2 months.
How many miles have you done?
On that?
What,
this year? Since January. 60,000.
That's a thing with a mix, and you haven't had a single problem in 60,000.
No. Well, I'll tell you what, though. Fuel-wise, it's brilliant. I went down, did a Southampton last week. Did a Southampton. What did I do? Gatwick, Southampton. What did I do? Gatwick? My memory's gone. Anyway, 800 odd miles, and I still had between quarter and half a tank. Honestly. Round town, a full tank probably do me about 200 miles, but long distance driving.
Motorway's boss, innit?
Yeah.
Have you had any problems with yours, Mick, lately? Are we asking up? I assume you had before, Mick, didn't
I haven't. Touch wood, like, no.
It's all been good.
Yeah, it's only general maintenance stuff.
Do you know what? If we go out now, the car breaks down, Matty, I'm going to come and blame you.
Oh, yeah.
You can't, because your car be broke, won't you? You can phone me up. You ain't coming to Liverpool, mates, with no car. But what you call it? Do you know what, right? We were speaking on the lads. Don't want to mention his name personally, but I put the article on DM News, and what he done is he tried to maximise his driving time. And I think this is pretty an interesting subject, and I want to ask you guys, do you reckon the driving time's too high? Because he tried to hit his driving time maximum, which is 10 hours, but it's only when you got passengers on board, isn't it? And he done 14 hours out the house, which is a long flipping time. And he only hit 8 hours driving time. Now, yeah, it is because it's quiet. And if it's busier, he'll do less hours, obviously. But from a safety standpoint, I'm guessing, he could have done 17 hours shift there before it gets hit. So I was just wondering, like, yourself personally, do you reckon that driving time's like spot on or what? Or should there be
I reckon it's bang on.
I think I do, because if they set it at like 6 to 8 hours, right? I think it should be set up for drivers to do as many hours as they possibly can. So obviously he tried doing his maximised hours, but he took him 14 hours. If he wanted to, he could have done a few more hours to do it. So if they set it at a lower thing, you'll be restricted on the hours that you can work. Do you know what I mean?
True.
That's the way I look at it.
Yeah, because obviously if you're busy, if they drop it to 6 hours, like you said, and it's dead busy, it'll probably kick it off the app for 7 hours, wouldn't it? Because it's so busy.
7.5 hours.
Back-to-back jobs.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's why I think it's bang. It's spot on the way they've got it. To be totally honest,
10's a good number.
No, because I think if you're quiet, you can work longer anyway, because you've been sitting around, you've been
That's a good point.
doing. Do you know what I mean? There's no. I bet your nurses nowadays who are on the feet 24 all the time when they're working, they're doing 12 to 14 to 16 hour shifts. If someone calls in sick, I know people double shift when I know it's probably against the law to do it, and you can refuse it.
But say, though,
people do it. Do you know what I mean?
A 2-ton car, do they're not having a car,
but still. Yeah, but you're sitting
the lorries
to get to 16 and 17
hours.
hours. You're barely driving.
So loads of gaps.
There's loads of gaps in between. You're having breaks in between. You're barely driving. Yeah, you can get to 16, 17 hours and do your last job, and it could happen. Don't get me wrong, but we all know our limits. And if you don't, then you're stupid. You shouldn't be. You deserve to get your license took off you.
We're all adults. We should be able to handle it, shouldn't we? We're all adults. It's just the fact that the lorries and the wagons are all, or the tachoed, or whatever it's called, trackhoed, or whatever it's called. They've got all that tacking gear, haven't they? And obviously private hikers go around flying around. Like, what were you going to say, Mark? By the way,
I want to say I was talking to someone the other day, a pub thing, and they did Uber. They worked in the hub in Sheffield. And he said he's heard that there's going to be a weekly one coming out. Hour.
Oh.
So you've got a maximum hours. So like if you do 7 days, so if they give you 10 hours a day. So 7 days a week, that's 70 hours. But they might turn around and say you can only do 60 hours in a week, but you can do as many hours in the day. I think.
No, I'm sure they won't. I'm sure they'll keep the 10 hours during the day as well. But they just, they don't want people doing 70 hours driving time a week, do they?
No, but
So they're going to try and enforce the drivers have a day off, maybe or something.
probably. But like you touched on there about the lorries and that lot, they've got maximum hours that they can drive. They do 4.5 hours and they have to have a 45-minute break. I've always said they never bring that in the taxi trade, but you never know. They could bring something in that because there's a lot of drivers out there that I've seen someone the other week just round the corner from where I live. There was a taxi driver fast asleep on his back seat, and that's just pottering around town. Do you know what I mean? So it's a bit different when you go to a service station when you're going to do a long distance job down to Gatwick or something like that.
If you're sleeping in the same city you're from, that's heavy, that, isn't it?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Because there's another article on DM News about the guy. He was stoned, like, but he fell asleep in the middle lane of a road at the lights. Taxi driver passed out like that.
Shouldn't laugh.
Past the kid. Do you know what I mean? Honestly, sometimes, like you say, Mick, you need to learn your own limits, don't you?
Yeah,
but that'd be interesting. If comes up.
There's plenty of times where I've refused work because I've said to myself, no, I couldn't do that physically. Do you know what I mean? I've been out all day, even if I've been out off, but I've been up since 6, 5 or whatever in the morning, and I'm out with the kids all day, and then there's jobs later on in the night or whatever. I've gone, no, I'll be too tired, whatever. You've got to know your limits.
Yeah.
And if you don't, then you deserve to get your license took off you because you're risking not only your own life, your passenger lives, and that's...
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
And everyone else on the road as well, Mick, to be honest, isn't it?
Well, yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
that's what I mean.
Honestly, if that weekly thing comes out, that's going to be mad. Because I know drivers that do 10 to 12 hours a day, every day, 7 days a week. And you just live in the car, sleep at home, live in the car. Do you know what I mean?
But that could be the Uber's driving hours. I just don't think you'll never be able to... I don't think you'd ever do it. You'd never break it, I don't think. If you did 10 hours a day driving it, to do a full shift on Uber and do the 10 hours that Uber say you can only drive for, you're looking at what, 14 hours, 15-hour days? Times that by 7.
Hey,
Times that by 7.
One of the lads there, like I said, he'd done it the other day, but it was a Tuesday, and he'd done 14-hour day. He had an hour off in the gym, so 13-hour working day, and his driving time was 8 hours. You know what I mean? So for him to get his 10 hours on a Tuesday must have been...
Yeah, I know people have hit it.
Oh, I know people have hit it. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. But normally, you'd only hit the 10 hours driving time on a Friday or a Saturday night, don't you? When you got a lot more less waiting time. Because that's a problem. If you're working like a Wednesday afternoon, you could wait an hour for a job. You easily wait an hour for a job. And that's driving time not. Do you know what I mean? So if you think about it, if you're waiting that long to hit your 10 hours, you're talking something crazy, do you know what I mean? But yeah, it'd be interesting if you'd done 10 hours a day driving time. And then, like you say, 5 hours for the week or 40 hours for the week. That would be crazy, that wouldn't it? That would be mad. You know what I wanted to talk to you about before we go?
I think they'll do I think it'll be a high number if they're stopping you from driving time. Not driving time.
Do you reckon they'll do the 70 for the week?
Online time. Yeah, I think it'll be a high
70
number.
hours for the week. It'll have to be, because if they won't scrap the 10-hour daily, it's going to have to be 70 hours, isn't it? Unless if it's 10 hours a day,
what's the point?
Just say it could be 60.
If they bring in a weekly limit, there's pointless in bringing one out for 70, because you can only do 70, can't you? Because it's 10 hours a day.
Yeah.
So there's already a 70-hour weekly limit now, because it's 7 days at 10 hours. So if they brought in a weekly limit, it has to be less than 70. Because there's already a 70-hour limit one. So that's what I'm trying to say. I reckon you can go, yes, you can work 10 hours a day, driving time, 70 hours a week, right, currently. But for the total full week, driving time, you can only do 50 hours or 60 hours. Because don't forget, 50 hours of driving time is still probably 70 hours, 80 hours work. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, that might come. If that comes, that'd be crazy. That, especially for the guys that live in the cars, innit? That would be mad. But listen, what I wanted to touch, there's a guy in London. He's been told about a bit of a hero. Well, I put the story on Daily News. And a London taxi driver picked up a couple from, I think it was like Selfridges, and then he was taking them to Halfords and all this. And the customers left a bag in the back of the taxi. right? And it had loads of expensive gear in it, right? And this London taxi driver didn't just like bin it or whatever. He went on a hunt to try and return the gear, right? Couldn't find the customers, went back to Selfridges, found out, spoke to them, got the receipt, everything else. In the end, went on this big, massive journey to return this person's clobber. And in the end, they were tourists and he were already at home. And I think he sent it off home to them. He went above and beyond to return this lost and found stuff, right? So what I want to tell you guys, right? I'll start with Mark, is has anything been left in your car, right? And also, what did you do with it? Sell it, keep it, return it?
I leave the most extreme one at the end. But I've had phones, purses, a shoe, and the most extreme one, a gun.
You've found a gun in your car?
Yeah.
Shit.
It weren't a proper gun. It were like what do you call them?
Spud gun?
No.
BB gun?
I thought it was pellet gun. Yeah, BB gun. But yeah. I thought it was a real gun.
So did it look like a real gun?
Yeah.
But it was
shit. Yeah.
So what did you have to do with that? Did you take it to the busies? I know that.
I was doing it for the local firm, so I rang them and they said just ring police. The police come out. They told me not to move. They come out. Arm response.
Stop it. So you parked up on the roadside, didn't move your car at all, and you phoned the police and they come out?
Weren't allowed. Yeah, they told me not to move. They brought a car out to me. That they got details who the kid was. So it went through the local firm, and I don't know what come of it.
If it's a BB gun, I don't think it's a severe thing, is it?
No.
Do you know what I mean?
No,
but that could have been a real thing, couldn't it?
Yeah. And it weren't me that found it. It was the next customer. They got in and said, there's a gun here.
Stop it. Oh, that's bad, isn't it?
Yep.
That's heavy, that.
Yep. When was that?
Wow, right, Mick. Hey, Mick. What?
When was it? When was that?
When were it? It might have been just before or just after COVID. No, before. The November before COVID, so what's that, 2019?
That is nuts, that, mate. That's heavy, that, isn't it? Yeah, talking about that then. So obviously talking about lost and found, what's been found in your taxi, and what did you do with it? Did you return it or whatever? Mick, have you found anything in your taxi, and what did you do with it?
No.
Never.
Well, I've obviously found stupid little things, but not on an exciting.
Not as good as
I found a used condom.
Oh my God. What did you do with that? Did you pick up and go, ooh? Oh.
You know what? I did not go. I didn't think this conversation. I didn't think the conversation would have headed this direction. Like, to be honest, I'll be honest with you. Like, Mark said gun, and Mick said use condom. So, right, Mick, I'm dying to know, lad. What did you do with it, mate? Don't forget this is broadcasted online.
What do you think I did with it?
Did you put it on?
What?
What do you think I did with it? Last year, obviously, what do you think I did with it?
I keep memories.
Yeah, I just framed it. It's behind me green screen now.
Oh,
did you actually pick it up and bin it?
Yeah, I put gloves and tissues and...
Yeah, but
you know what I mean?
No.
Yeah, I don't know.
So do you reckon someone's getting smashed in the back of your car, but you realise, or is it more gathered on the bottom of the shoe or something?
No, I'd know if something was like that was going on.
Yeah, so do you reckon he just flipping got stuck in the bottom of the shoe, a little bit of...
No, I don't know whether wherever he was or whatever he's done, I don't know. Or might
was a guy?
I don't know. I don't know where it come from.
No, I mean, that's...
It was just the end of the night. We just ended the
podcast on an absolutely disgusting subject.
Sometimes, like, all I can remember it was being busy Saturday night. I It might not even been a Saturday night, to be honest. It's a long time ago, this. It was when I was in a car, and I was obviously, at the end of the night, you just check over your car. And I used to do it every time, like, if it got out. Do you know what I mean? You'd have a little glance in between jobs and stuff. But it was, I got outside the house and just opened the car, checking it all over, and yeah, there it was on the floor. And I was like,
well, you're in van.
Where the fuck's that come from?
Oh.
Do you know what I mean? Where does that come from?
Was you in the van or car?
This was a car then.
All right, so it weren't fake taxi then.
So I don't know whether he's had it in his pocket and he's used my back seat to just lash it, or I don't know. Or it could be it. She's had it. I don't know.
Just to clarify, guys, this has been an interesting podcast. You know what they say in Top Gear? What does Clarkson say on Top Gear every time? And on that bombshell.
Bombshell.
It's a good job I found it, though. Imagine me missus finding that.
Oh, yeah.
It's even worse, do you know what I mean?
You're talking about that, and I know it was a used condom in the back of your cabin now. But you are right, though, because, like, obviously, your girls get in your car. You take them to work when you get home from your shift and everything else. And over the years, you might have, like a girl's brush, don't you? Or, like, hair on the seats or whatever. Do you know what I mean? And it is things like just some stuff left in my car, like girl-related stuff that's left in my car. And obviously, if your bed is a bit padded or whatever like that, she'd be like, "Oh, who's this comb?" Do you know what I mean? Or, "God, it's not Mark." Do you know what I mean? So who's going to be? So, like, it's one of them, like, innit?
It might be.
Like, listen, I'm scooting anyway. Listen, thanks for watching as per usual. The podcast has been fabulous. And you can listen to it on all the other streaming devices and everything else, and watch it on YouTube and all that. Make sure you join the YouTube membership if you want to join. Check out dmnews.co.uk and TikTok, Instagram, and all that jazz. And I'll catch you on the next one. Thank you, Mark. Thank you, Mick, for taking part as per usual. And
no problem.
I'll see you soon. Bye.
Toodle. Goodbye.